So here I am. This is where I slept. Miraculously walked out with nothing and found a pillow and a bag of some clothes. And I put the shorts I won't wear on it to have a pillowcase. And it's the second time in a row that my tent has been removed by people. And the first time they tore it down, shredded it up, and dumped it on the ground by a dumpster. I was able to recover things. And in my desperation, I went back up to the same place and I moved it away from the fence line so it wasn't in anyone's property line. And put it in another place and worked on, concealing it as best as I could and just seeking shelter, just seeking somewhere to be. And it was, as far as I can see, unused and open land. Yes, it is in the town right next to a shopping center. And, these people took it upon themselves to believe that because they have a code that says there's no camping in city limits and they're property owners, they're not really, they're just leasing real estate, which is surface development. It's not actually the land, it's not the value of the land, it's not the ownership of the land. If it's residential, then it's not private. If it's commercial, it's not private. So they can't say that I'm trespassing on private property unless it's actually designated as private at the county assessor. And I'm just in pursuit of my life, just trying to live. And that space up there was away from the javelina pigs. And it put me away from all the other homeless people, mostly men, young men in this community. And now I have nothing. I had my backpack and I had my bag with my documents I've been working on printing and preparing to send so that I can recover my identity. I had this shirt was in the bag and there's another sweater type vest that was in the bag, and so I was able to insulate, add some more warmth. And I have a tiny little bit of food. I have been abundantly blessed with many generous donations on the level of being able to just provision myself a little bit for the time being. But I have this one little blanket, this one pillow. I bought myself some reading glasses yesterday and some wipes because I had to, and some hydrogen peroxide for my teeth. And now I don't have any toothbrush, toothpaste, personal belongings, no clothes, no other clothes, besides a bunch of tank tops in this bag. And just embarking on a journey today of absolute desolation, and this is evidence and proof of, the injustice. I focus on people crossing their own boundary lines to come over on some open strip of ground and land that is between them and a cliff and a parking area and a shopping center. I'm not doing anyone any harm. I wasn't causing any damage. And they did. They took everything that I have to survive, all of my survival gear, and the violation of my own liberty, my own ability to exist. That's my property. It doesn't matter if I don't have, the tax-paying obligation of the binding into the county and have purchased a home. I'm in the real estate market, and anything else, because I'm dwelling like this, does not mean that I don't have any rights. I have rights. And people here in this country, the U.S. citizens, it's like everyone believes that it's a law-abiding system, that these people are law-abiding and I'm not law-abiding, and so therefore they have a right to break the law and damage my property, my private property, and throw it away, put it in the garbage, because they see it as trash and they see me as trash. And they're not lawful people because they don't respect the fundamental, God-given, inalienable rights which are not to be infringed. The code, statutes, and regulations cannot give people title to infringe on their fundamental declaration of rights, which are not man-made and they're not man-given. And the police aren't going to help. They call it lost instead of stolen. There's no one I can particularly prove that did it because I didn't see it. And they won't investigate the homeowners just to inquire where it's gone so that I can at least recover my property at the very bare minimum. So now I'm back at square one, and it's an opportunity to bear my testimony of these things. People like me are in this situation right now because of the economic disparity that has been created by this societal system. It's turned into a form of violence, and it's the same violence and iniquity that every prophet in the Bible has spoken to the people, and even in the Bhagavad Gita and other sacred texts where they talk about the prophecies of destruction upon mankind. And it's the economic systems and the system of societal structure that we have taken on, which is the Roman civil structure, which is the Babylonian civil structure, the Egyptian, is all of these same oppressive regime, dominant authoritarian systems that oppress and divide and separate and, leave many without. And those who believe that they are with and have, being horrible and cruel and malicious and vengeful and vindictive and cause genuine harms. I have been genuinely harmed and injured by them taking my belongings and throwing them away. Now I don't have any way to support my survival. And I'm back to square one, which I've been doing, which is standing with a sign, asking my fellow men and women, sisters and brothers of our creation to support my need to live. And even those are challenged because of them putting up signs. They say, pay the government. I've been working so hard to liberate myself from the public system and be in the private. And I've made hasty decisions in my crisis state of feeling so in danger from the ex-spouse who's an abuser, and my father who is an abuser, and my oldest daughter who is an abuser who's joining them, and they're all ganging up on me. And all the family members want to keep me in this position and force me, back into the system in order to take care of myself and be sustained and sustain myself. It's not sustaining myself, it's usury. It's debt servitude. And I'm struggling through having had to teach myself everything and yet not having equal access to the courts and equal access to, financial support and equal access to, people support, equal access to justice, information, resources like computers, printers, and all of this stuff. It's just been one ordeal after another, and I just don't know what to do with myself anymore. I don't know what to do. Pray that people think about what I've said. What is legal is not always lawful, and what is lawful is not always legal. It was unlawful for them to have done what they did to me and to take my property and to put me in this situation even harder than I was. Treat me like trash, harm my physical existence and my liberty and my life and my well-being. Those are real harms and injuries. No one was being harmed by my being up there. That legal structure is not protecting our rights. And if we don't fight for our rights, we will find that we don't have any. We have to fight for it, defend our God-given rights, the ones that Creator grants us that we cannot take away. The Creator insisted that I wake up this morning. I'm alive still. Because the Creator has given me another day of life. I have been given a prerogative and a duty to sustain that life. However I'm able, however the Creator provides for me. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You grant me this day all of my provisions, and that which I receive is always from you. Forgive my trespasses, as I have to forgive those who trespass against me, that my heart may be free. Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from evil. Let not my heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Amen. I pray that the Creator touches your hearts today as you hear my story and look at what I've shared and listen to my prayer and join me in my prayer, that I be resourced and lifted up out of this condition, that I be lifted up out of this suffering and crisis, that other brothers and sisters are working in the light, truly want to embody Christ, and come forth and assist in helping me to defend my own life, liberty, well-being, right to exist. A sister has offered to set up through her account an ability to receive donations to GoFundMe or AngelLink. I'm going to start that today before I lose service soon. I would speak, I have limited service, no straight talk cards. I have somewhere that I might have an address to be able to receive things. And I'm going to be having to figure out whether I have to move this location and go down to another area that's not quite so high and cold, and there's more land and street dweller resources, homeless sheltered resources. And I thank you deeply for your kindness and generosity. So it is, and so it shall be. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Throughout it all, may I not lose contact with love and grace and mercy. Ashe.